happen. Things might happen. First, what's your take? About the democratic part before we go into the accusations of though they've been response from APC. I mean, they've been response from ACP. But then let's talk about the democratic part. So, what do you think in the statement that Atiku has said? Nigeria democracy is at risk of collapse.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think this is a sad development for a nation like Nigeria at this time. It appears just like most people know. It appears as if the kind of politics we play in this country is becoming increasingly dirty and most unreasonable. And unfortunately, I think some of these politicians, some of these, particularly the president, it doesn't appear as if the president is interested in helping this nation to develop. It's more politics, and nothing other than politics. And there should be a threshold to politics. If what Atiku said is correct, I think it should be investigated. More proof is needed. Atiku should come up with more proof so that we can truly know, whether the nation can know whether or not the allegations are correct.
You think Atiku don't know what he's saying?
First. Okay. There's a need to come up with concrete evidence.
What evidence again do you think Atiku is talking about? What evidence? I mean, we're talking about a former vice president.
Well, if it is true that the government or the party in power is giving 50 million to lure people into their political party, Nigeria, a one-party state, that's the meaning. It means the president is working to ensure that there is no opposition from any other political party. And that spells doom for our democracy. Because in every democracy, there should be checks and balances. It then means that the president is trying to paralyze the opposition. And we have seen a lot of interference by the president in other political parties, trying to destabilize other political parties. And the effect of it to address the problem of the nation. Nigerians are hungry. Nigerians do not have any job. People are dying in our hospitals. A lot of our young people are leaving the country. The economy is collapsing. And I think these are the issues the government should address. These are the issues the president should address. There should be a limit to politics, to dirty politics. What is happening now is dirty politics. If it is true that the presidency is giving out our money to private people to lure them into the political party, into his political party, I think that constitutes gross misconduct under our constitution, and it's an impeachable offense. All right? And it's going to undermine the check and balances in our polity. It's going to destabilize the political process. And not only that, it is an unlawful and a criminal act to give out money to induce people to join a political party that is in government. It is unlawful. That's why I said it must be investigated. And if it is found to be so, all Nigerians should condemn the president for what is happening, if it is true. And Nigerians should resist every act to aggregate power in this country. Every act to ensure that there is only a one party state or one dominant party in this country. There should be balance of power. There should be check and balances in governance. Governance can address the welfare of the people. And if that is not lacking, it spells doom for our democracy.
Don't you see it as part of political game, political play?
It is not a political play. In fact, it's a road towards tyranny, if you ask me. A situation where the president is in control of every facet, every aspect of the people, of the state. That's what is happening now in many African countries. And we cannot allow that to happen in Nigeria. Of course, you know how much Wike is doing to destabilize his political party. Okay, all in favor of the president and the government and the party that is in power. Okay, you also know the.
But he has come out several times to deny that he is just working for the president, but he's still a member of the PDP.
How can you be a member of the PDP and be destabilizing your party while you are serving another master? Is it possible? Does it make sense? Does it make sense? You cannot serve two masters at the same time. It's either you leave one for the other. You can't claim to be a member of PDP and you are fighting against your own governor who is a PDP and you are destabilizing your own state that is a PDP state. I'm not a PDP member, but it's a politics of error. And it borders on criminality for one man to hold a state to ransom just because he's working for the president. And the president has been silent and behaving as if nothing is happening. I think all of this drama should stop. It should stop. It's unfortunate we are having this kind of game that they are calling politics. This is not politics. It's not politics. It's the stabilization of the polity.
Well,
the act of the president, if it is true that is inducing and giving money out to people to come into his political party, it borders on criminality. And it should not happen.
Okay, Atiku has also lamented about the erosion of democratic values, criticizing the current National Assembly as a rubber stamp. Don't forget that, during the budget, was it budget defense or the national anthem, whatever, that, Tinubu had told them automatically that they were also going to be, in the 11th in the Senate, But the government, Atiku had said that as it is right now, this government are raising doubts about the credibility of Nigeria's electoral umpire. I mean, calling this assembly, National Assembly, a rubber stamp for the government. Is that a right comment for the National Assembly, who have been probably working their way out to make Nigeria a better place?
Yes, just like I said earlier on, we have elevated politics above governance. That's why we are having all of these problems. People are thinking about winning elections rather than governing the country. The president is working for 2027, and rather than sitting down to govern the nation and to provide welfare for the people. That's why it's all about wrong politics. It's about bad governance. Okay? And we don't have a National Assembly today. I can tell you that for free. We don't have a National Assembly in place because the president has pocketed the National Assembly.
In what way?
You can see that anybody who raises any critique or any comment against the government is shut down on the floor of the House. People have been suspended for raising very genuine concerns about the state of the nation, about bills that are laws that are to be passed.
Don't forget that we don't have.
Suspended.
Don't forget that just to remind you also that they are not only members of all the assembly members are not just members of the APC. We have members of the Labour Party, we have members of the PDP, and even the NNPP. So, I mean, when you say that the president has pocketed the National Assembly, it's not just a one-party system.
That's the same thing. Everybody wants to be politically correct. And they know the enormous powers of the president to hunt any politician that is not towing the line. And I think that's what most of our politicians are afraid of. They are afraid of the president using his power against them. That's why everybody is being threatened. Everybody is being coerced to support whatever is being done or whatever the president is suggesting or whatever is being presented at the National Assembly. A lot of our politicians are lily-livered. Many of them, because of the way they have acquired their wealth, and maybe because they know that their ways are not clean, they are scared of government coming after them. That's why they are with this compliance, this ominous compliance to whatever the presidency wants. And I think that's not the way to run a country. Okay, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we are being tailored towards a dictatorship, a one-party state, a tyrannical governance system, a tyrannical system of governance. where nobody will be able to say what is right, where everybody is politically correct. And that's not good for a nascent democracy like we have in our hand. We don't want to go back to the days of anarchy, the days of military regime. We have come a long way enough as a nation to be able to manage the affairs of this country. And the kind of politics that is being played right now is a politics of streamlining, is a politics of aggregation of power. And that should not be allowed. The president was not elected as an emperor. So there is no sense and no reason for the members of National Assembly to be singing a personal song of the president.
Why did Atiku have to wait till now before it starts coming?
On his mandate, they stand. There's no reason for our National Assembly to be converted into a private club of the president or the people in government or the party in government. It is an aberration.
All right.
It should not be allowed. The Nigerian people should not allow it.
Okay, Nigerians.
They are representative of the people.
Okay, Nigerians, Lagosians, you heard that coming from a public affairs commentator and also university lecturer right here, Barrister Deji Olale. And let's open the phone line so you can be part of this conversation. 0705 890 4927. 0705 890 4927. 0805 092 0927. 0805 092 0927. Don't forget you can send your messages via WhatsApp on 0705 690 0927. 0705 690 0927. All right, Barrister Deji, I was saying something that, why did Atiku have to wait till this time before coming out with all of this? Definitely must have known about this before he probably contested for election, or probably while he was the vice president. All of these things happening in government definitely was. So why did he have to wait till this time? Because it's according to the politicians' timetable, because it's close to another election time, and that's why he's coming out with this. Why did he have to wait with this? And secondly, you talked about the president probably making the National Assembly his own private club. Could it also be another affirmation of what the Atiku is saying, that 50 million naira each to most of this opposition people, opposition parties and opposition chairmen and all of this? Could it be an affirmation to that?
Well, we cannot dismiss it. If it is true that the presidency and the president or the APC as a party is trying to reduce political elements from other political parties into their party, and all of that, we cannot dismiss the problem of inducement of the National Assembly. And of course, that is glaring when you consider it against the background of budget padding that had been a problem in the National Assembly. And some of this lack of transparency, lack of accountability in the way they are spending money, and then the urge for political sharing of the resources of the country by the National Assembly. All of these are forms of inducement to get the National Assembly to follow whatever the government wants, to follow the line, to toe the line without any questioning, without any proper or critical appraisal of policies and all of that. It's all in a way to get the members of the National Assembly, to accept whatever the presidency says. Some they may call it lobby, but it borders on inducement and criminality.
That's what I was going to. If you and I were probably contesting for a post, and then I see your people, and then I feel to say, like, well, your people are not being well taken care of. They're looking malnourished, and I decided to say, okay, your boss, your guy is not taking care of you guys. So okay, take just X amount of money, and you'll come towards this place. Have I done something illegal?
You see, it's a kind of weaponization of poverty. It all boils down that now one can read it very clearly that the failure of the government to provide welfare or social facility or social benefit for the people is a weapon, is an instrument of improvement. It's a deliberate policy to make Nigerians poor so that they can be controlled politically. It's almost becoming a situation now that poverty is now a weapon to control people. And it's a very sad thing that because of the state of the nation, we find members of our political class or the National Assembly that should be protecting the interests of the nation against a lawless and a reckless executive, collecting money to do the bidding of the same executive they are supposed to be checkmating. They are supposed to be carrying out oversight function on. Okay, and when we lose guard of that as a nation, obviously we have lost our nation. We have lost our country completely. Then it becomes a rule of one man and a dictatorship. Because obviously nobody will be able to say anything against the government. And the government can use the apparatus of the state to begin to hunt those who are against the policies of the government. There's nothing wrong criticizing the policy of the government.
Okay, let's
to make the government how do you think?
Let's pick a call. I mean, let's go to the phone lines and listen to our callers. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Prince. I'm calling from Ikeja.
Prince, you're calling from where?
Ikeja.
All right, please make your comment.
Yes, all this thing we are seeing right now, none of the politicians that is collecting money care for Nigeria. They don't mind whether Nigeria is collapsing or not. As long as their pocket is swelling up, that's just their business. So they are taking it to a business level. With the highest pay master and what they are following. That's what I say in this whole issue.
All right.
There is nothing political anything else. We're no longer in democracy. We are now in what is in your pocket. Let me follow you.
All right.
That's what it is right now.
All right. Thank you very much, Barrister. That's to say that politics is now becoming a business venture. I mean, do you?
It has always been a business. It has always been a business in this country, but it's getting to a ridiculous level. An unacceptable and intolerable level. And the Nigerian people are the ones who can put a stop to all of this mess that we are in.
All right, Nigeria.
It's no longer about the welfare of the people or governance of the state. There is a lot of extortion going on in various taxes just to be able to keep the political class, in their splendor and to live well. A lot of money is being shared at the National Assembly. They are only interested in what the executive will bring and give to them to share and all of that, and money making. And that's not the reason why they're there. They don't even understand what their function should be. And it's a very sad thing that those who are in the legislature will be conspiring with the executive to loot the resources of the state or the country. It's a very sad development. And it's a development that Nigerians should not tolerate.
Okay, Nigerians, yes.
It's getting beyond control.
Nigerians, let's talk. Yes, Spotlight on Super 92.7 FM is 0705 890 4927. 0705 890 4927 or 0805 092 0927. 0805 092 0927. Let's have all the conversations right here, but still talking about Atiku statement. Should elected officials who defect from their political parties, immediately vacate their seats? I mean, as been suggested by Atiku, should they vacate their seats immediately? But then, before coming to that, let's pick this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, call us back 0805 092 0927 0805 092 0927 or 0705 890 4927. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Spotlight on Super FM. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Peter from Pangu.
Okay, Peter from Pangrove, please make your comment.
Yes, I think Atiku, what the federal government is doing by buying people with money is very, very wrong. Look at Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump, since he has no office, he's making policies that will, stop falling out for, eating from their weight and making policies that the citizens of America will enjoy. So what is the comment of our president doing for Nigerians? The policy that they are doing that Nigeria will benefit from the government of the day. Whether they are acquiring money about taxing Nigeria here and there. Nigeria keep on there and they're using all this money to buy politicians here and there. It is very, very wrong. I think all Nigeria should come to condemn this. And it should stop. Let us make policies that will benefit Nigerians. Don't keep on taxing us to tax us to death. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much for your comments. Yes, I kept the call, your message coming in right here on Spotlight and Super 92.7 FM. Yes, WhatsApp, send us message 0705 690 0927. 0705 690 0927. Or call us 0705 890 4927. 0705 890 4927. I mean, Barrister, like I said, was as Atiku was suggested, should elected officials who defect from their political parties immediately vacate their seat? Is this practicable?
I think that's a reform. That's a reform that we need to enforce. Nigeria, there is a need for advocacies for our amendment of the provision of the Constitution in some regard to ensure that anyone who moves to another political party loses his seat. Okay. And that's the court has said it severally in many cases that when you come into political office through a particular political party, the vote that brought you in belongs to that political party. Okay, when people vote for a party, the candidate is only secondary. It is the party that the people vote for majorly. And so when elections are conducted and somebody is voted through a platform, he's not voted there because of himself, because the Constitution and our political process does not recognize independent candidates. Okay, so the vote belongs to the party. You are only benefiting by virtue of being a member of that party. And so we need to enforce a law that once you leave your political party for another party, you should lose the seat or that office that you occupy. We should enforce it.
Do you think the government of the day is ready to take that action?
What did you say?
Do you think the government of the day is ready to take such action?
Whether they are ready or not, whether they are about our country, it's not about the government. The government has no say in this matter. It's about what we want for our country. We can't continue to have this comedy of error that is going on. And all these charlatans that are constituting themselves into politicians in this country. We can continue to do it this way. We can continue to do the same thing and expect a different result. This kind of charlatancy has to stop. Okay, and there has to, Nigerian people should need to rise up and put an end to this.
All right, so let's.
We need to rise up. We need to collectively speak against what is going on in our nation. There's a culture of silence.
We have a caller on the line. We have a caller on the line, Barrister. Let's just say hello. Good morning.
All right.
Hello. Good morning. Okay, please call us back 0805 092 0927 0805 092 0927 or 0705 890 4927 0705 890 4927. Hello, good morning. Can you hear me? Good morning. Okay, I guess we're having a little issues there with the network. But okay, Barrister, you're trying to round up your thoughts. Because, I mean, How practical are all of these things in a country like Nigeria? Hello, good morning.
Good morning, this morning.
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Paul. I'm calling from Snake Island.
Okay, Paul from Snake Island. Please make your comment.
Please, my comment goes on. I think this present government has recognized the corruption and make it as if the citizens of this country are too privileged to be alive. As if we gain too much for just being alive. That's what the government has just. And on ground, the politicians that are going from one side, from the party that elected them to another party. I think the party have their own constitution because in electing the individuals that entered as politicians. So when they go to another party, it's the party that they entered from that have the right. If our concern, if our judiciary is working, that's what they show. The party's constitution is what. Thank you.
All right, Nigeria. But is governance now trading this political party for business, not more, the interest of Nigerians?
Well, obviously, in Nigeria of today, so it's all about.
Okay, let me hold your thought. Let me hold your thought, Barrister. Let's pick this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where you calling from? Please turn down the volume on your radio set so we can hear you properly.
My name is Prince.
Can you please turn down the volume on your radio set so we can hear you?
Okay. What Barrister is?
Okay.
There is no law in Nigeria anymore because the constitution of Nigeria is not standing anymore. People are saying that the law takes place like the law. Who is the law? The government is the law right now. The judiciary has the boss. Everybody has the boss in Nigeria, so there's no law in Nigeria. And we're talking about the people to come out and speak. When the people came out to protest, what happened to them? There was a shooter, there was a tear gas. And this present government, are the master of protest. So when people come out to protest, you chase them back with the military or the thugs or the police. What do you want Nigeria to do? There's nothing Nigeria can do anymore. Nigeria is the boss. So let's wait for 2027 and let's see what will happen. Please God help us.
All right, God help us. Thank you very much for that comment. Okay, let's still move. Barrister, you were trying to finish up your thoughts. Please go ahead.
Yes, what I was trying to say is that the way the Nigerian political system is structured right now, that we can't expect much of the reform from politicians. The Nigerian people have to take their destiny in their hands. Anyhow, they can do so to ensure that the proper laws are put in place and that people are made accountable. Those who are voted into office are made accountable, to the people. Not much of that. The indifference and the apathy of the Nigerian people is what have allowed this perfidy of politics that we are calling governance today. It's a perfidy, is a strange form of politics that we're having in Nigeria, strange form of governance that we're having in this country. And until the Nigerian people say no to it, these things will continue. And that's my sad opinion about what is happening in the country. We have been too docile as a people for too long, and we have been taken for granted too long by those in government. They have no respect for the Nigerian people. They have no respect for the welfare of the people. It's all about their pockets and what they can steal from government. Okay, all of them are there not because they are interested in the welfare of their constituency or the people of this country. So the earlier Nigerians, take to civil disobedience and to resist some of the policies of this government and the kind of politics that is going on, the better for all of us. The better for all of us. We can't continue to have a nation being run in this way. If they are becoming reckless, the politicians and the political class, they are becoming reckless. And we need to put them to task.
Well, as it is, the APC has responded to the Atiku claim of 50 million naira. The All Progressive Congress has attributed the catastrophic disintegration of the People's Democratic Party to the political desperation of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Well, Felix Moka, who happens to be the spokesperson of APC, stated this, that Atiku was responsible for the festering rot and dysfunction of opposition parties in Nigeria. Don't forget that there were also issues with Obi and Atiku prior to the 2025 23 election. There were issues there also where it was said that, okay, should Atiku and Obi run together? But then, Tinubu, Obi had to leave to the Labour Party, and then, Atiku had to go get the former governor of Delta State there. So all of this now, APC are coming to say, well, this 50 million naira claim that you are saying that we're giving opposition parties. I mean, you started it. You're responsible for all of this. So how do you react to all of this?
Okay. Now, I don't want to be a spokesman for Atiku or any other person. I'm not interested in being a spokesman for anyone. But if you really look at what is happening today in the country, you will see that, and the allegations have been made even by the PDP leaders themselves, that there is a destabilization of PDP by the presidency. That allegation has been made consistently, and that the PDP has been infiltrated by the APC. It's the PDP leaders that have said that at different forums. And you can see what happened during that election, where a group of people who were against their political party called the G5 governors decided to support the president of another political party. To me, that was the height of anti-party activity in this country. Those 5 governors, I expected that their political party should have shut them down. They should have dismissed those governors as at the time they formed that G5, and they were rooting and campaigning for a president of another political party. That's an aberration. Okay, but that has benefited some of those G5 members. Of course, that's what leveraged the appointment of Wike as Minister of Abuja today. Yeah. And you can see the destabilizing activity of Wike in PDP and all of that. Then also, if you come into Labour Party...
Yeah, let me hold you on Labour Party. Let's quickly pick this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from, please?
Peter from...
We can hear you.
Yes, I agree with you against that to some extent. But I want to emphasize yes, as I must say, what we practice now don't begin in any way with democracy or the government to the federal as the foundation. The system of that was in place to make activities of the executive. And it's been evident that the nature of black man, those who stand against the practice always come also when they want to against. Check the legislators, what kind of law are they making there? Yes, our democratic country. They are always persuasive of the people. Their government are dysfunctional completely. So what are we getting? What are we expecting? Yes.
All right. Thank you very much for your comment there. We couldn't really hear you properly, but yes, one thing you talk about there was about check and balance, in government. Okay, Mr. Barrister, you were making your thought about the Labour Party before went on that call.
Yes, I was talking to undermine peace and the growth of other parties. And I was just talking about the Labour experience. There have been allegations from many of the top Labour leaders also, Labour Party leaders, that most of the problems that are in their party is being orchestrated by the presidency and by the APC government to make sure that the party is destabilized in preparation for 2027 all of that.
That's the two factions, the Abure faction and the Akpankpa faction.
Yes. Yeah, that there is a deliberate thing being sponsored to create anarchy in the party, to destabilize the party process and all of that. And, the government, the APC government have not denied all of this. They have never denied it. And it sounds strange. I find it strange because I've listened to all the various parties and I've taken time to try to watch the events over time. And I discovered that it's almost as if it's true that the APC is out to destabilize other political parties as a way of creating a one-party state. And of course, you can see some of the move, giving appointments to people who are in other political parties to lure them into APC and all of that. But all of that is about politics, some may say.
Let's look at the legal angle of this, polarizing the APC and trying to make it a one-party state or system. Do you think there will be any legal wrongs or legal action taken in such instance?
Legal action in what sense?
I mean, probably if they decide to make, the APC, just the only party in Nigeria, decide to make it a one-party system, make Nigeria a one-party system, are there going to be any consequences?
Yes,
legally?
Of course, there will be terrible consequence for the nation and for good governance. There will be terrible consequence for the nation and good governance. Then, of course, the Nigerian people will be at the mercy of whoever is the president of the country, who controls all the machineries of the state, all the apparatus of the state, all the departments of the state, and all the political actors. And that's what is happening in many African countries, why there is no development. If you look at Uganda, for instance, as an example, Museveni has been there now for almost 48 years, doing exactly what our president is trying to do. Okay, and it makes whoever is the president to keep winning election, even when the people did not vote for him, because of the control over the apparatus of states. Okay, once there is excessive power in the hands of whoever is the president or whoever is the governor, what we have is repression. What we have is dictatorship. What we have is tyranny. Such a president does not feel responsible to anybody. He has no regard for human rights. Such people have no regard for the welfare of the people, like we're having now in Uganda. You also see what is happening in Cameroon, Pobia, the hold of Pobia, the stranglehold of Pobia over that nation for many decades. And you can see the anarchy, the pattern of anarchy that these countries have suffered. If you go to Uganda today, there is nobody can comment about the affairs of the state. We don't want such a state in Nigeria. We don't want Nigeria to become a banana republic.
I'm sure Nigeria won't get to that level. State. I said I'm sure Nigeria will not get to that level. I'm sure Haas will not get to that level. I'm very, very sure.
We hope so. We hope so.
About that. So. Yes, but
yes. Let me also say this: that even this matter we are saying now about what the issue Atiku raised as to inducement of people, financially from other parties into APC. The only way to investigate it is through the police. And I can tell you, Nigeria police, as of today, have become a personal property of the APC, that is the government. And a lot of people are complaining that the IG ought not to be the IG as at this time. Why would you make a law to put a man in office even after his retirement?
Anyway, Showore is presently in Abuja on this issue too.
Yes.
Showore is presently also in Abuja on this issue. He was invited for questioning yesterday. All of this.
Who?
Showore. Omoyele Showore. Yes. All of these issues. He has been charged for calling IG illegal IG and all. He's been charged to court, for all of this. But let's see how far this will go. In response to the statement of Atiku about the 50 million. Let me read the statement for you. He said the former vice president.
Who is going to investigate it if it's true?
Well, okay. Let me take the statement. The former vice president and presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in the 2023 presidential election, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, like a badly broken record, has continued to point fingers at the All Progressive Congress for the fostering rot in his party and the spectacular dysfunction of opposition parties generally. Well, he says at the National Conference on Strengthening Democracy in Nigeria held in Abuja, Atiku warned that the nation's democracy was somewhat imperiled by judicial involvement in electoral matters. Also, without a shred of evidence, Atiku alleged that President Bola Tinubu was paying certain opposition leaders a whooping 50 million naira each to disorganize opposition parties in the country. Well, he said it was during Atiku's era. That's Moka saying this, the APC spokesperson. He said it was during Atiku's era as vice president, particularly in 2003 and 2007, that the PDP conducted the worst elections in our political history. We cannot possibly forget how Atiku's PDP heavy-handedly captured the most southwest states and vowed to remain in power for 60 years. It was in those same years that Atiku's former boss, then President of Nigeria, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, infamously described elections as a do-or-die affair in a desperate attempt to annex Lagos. If democracy was neither derailed nor endangered in those perilous days, is it now, when elections are free, fairer, and more credible, that Nigeria risks losing democracy? That's coming from Walker. I mean, what's your sum up on all of this?
Well, to me, I don't see any sensible justification. In fact, it's a subtle acceptance of what Atiku has said, because in all of that, there is no denial of what Atiku said. All that they are saying is that, look, you people started it. You and your boss, President Obasanjo, started this thing. That's all they are saying in that response, as far as I'm concerned. If you really analyze what the truth value of what they have said in that response, is by saying that when you were there, this is what you did also, you and your boss. And that tells you a lot about these kind of people, and their mentality, an allegation as grievous as that is made. You have not even denied it at all. To say such a thing never happened, that it will never happen, and give confidence and assurance to Nigerians that this government is sincere and honest and will not do anything to undermine the political process or the governance of this country, the good governance of this country. You have not said all of that. You are saying that the Atiku and his boss started all those things. To me, I think it is very, very childish and puerile of the APC and the government to be responding in that manner. All right.
All right.
If somebody has said, you should be able to tell us whether it is true or not. If you didn't do it, then you say, sorry, this thing is a farce, and you show us that it is a fact. To me, what they have done now is a subtle justification of what Atiku has said.
Okay, thank you very much for your comment there. Let's see if we can pick one or two calls before we wrap it up on the show right here on Spotlight on Super 92.7 FM. Yes, the phone lines 0705 890 4927. 0705 890 4927 or 0805 092 0927. 0805 092 0927. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm the one calling back again, Prince.
Prince, quickly so we can pick other calls. Please go ahead.
Yes, please do. The only situation of this issue now is military will take over, but I don't think that thing will happen.
All right, please, we wouldn't discuss that on the show. Thank you very much. We wouldn't go ahead to talk about that. We don't pray for that. Those who witness it can tell it didn't go down well. So we won't pray for a military takeover. That's not negotiable right here on Spotlight on Super 92.7 FM. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Paul. I'm calling again, please.
Okay, 1 minute. Please go ahead.
All right, then. What I'm saying is this. The person that replied to this allegation to APC is one of the major causes of the rot in Nigeria, because there are people to reply without defending the matter on ground. Imagine what APC did. Okay, they are accusing Obasanjo and Atiku, former rulers. But during the Obasanjo tried making move for third time. It didn't work because people stood there, and then situation, the law took its course. And again, APC were opposition party before PDP, before the in fact, I don't know how the gentleman, His Excellency Dr. Gula will be feeling, seeing what is happening in Nigeria at the moment.
All right.
But they accuse him of many things.
Thank you very much for your thoughts. All right. All right, thank you very much for that. Okay, Barrister, that's a summary of all of this. What's your advice to political parties in the country, and also to the statement? Quickly, please.
Well, I think the issue Atiku raised should be investigated. But my fear is how it's going to be investigated. Because all of the state apparatus for investigation, for prosecution, is all in the hands of the same people Atiku is alleging had committed criminality, or the act of inducement.
Okay,
so I don't see how Atiku is going to investigate. Well, even if he presents evidence or present the facts, I don't see whether the government will be willing to prosecute itself, or prosecute people for what they have done. Okay.
So, thank you very much. Let's see how this will go down. Let's see how this will go down. Barrister Dejola Leye,